Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Chara zor-el here with a new video for you. Welcome to part 5 of What If Almighty Deku Fought All for One. I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying, sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So, we begin. The day was coming to an end. Izuku Midoriya's first day at Shiketsu High was a lot different than UA. The boy missed his former classmates and wished to see them again. He gazed into the sunset and reminisced about the good times he had with them. Hey, Midoriya! Over here! The enthusiastic boy waved at Deku. He turned to spot Inasa with Seiji and Kami. The messy hair kid approached his new friends. You're gonna live in the dorms here, right? Which dorm does it say you're assigned in? I haven't checked yet. Plus, my mom is going to drop off my stuff, so I have to meet up with her soon. Kami looked at Deku and smiled. Aw, that's so sweet for your mom to do. Deku nodded. Uh-huh, my mom is the best. We could go with you and help bring your stuff in your dorm. Midoriya agreed and accepted the offer. I appreciate that. Thank you so much! The group of 4 walked together to meet up with Midoriya's mom. At the front of the school was Inko Midoriya, struggling to bring some of Deku's luggage. She paused to bring out her phone in order to call him. However, he arrived along with his friends. Izuku saw her son and dashed at him to give Izuku a big hug. Hi, Izuku! How's your first day of school? It was all right. I already made friends, too. Inko looked at the 3 students behind him. I'm happy to hear that. That must be them right there. Hello, ma'am. It's so nice to meet you. Inasa shook Inko's hand very energetically. As you can see, we are Midoriya's new friends. Hiya! Nice to meet you, ma'am. The 3 of them shook Inko's hand. They each made good impressions with Inko. She thought Shiketsu wasn't so bad at all. It's nice to meet you all. Thank you for looking after my son. Inko was relieved that Izuku had good friends already and had nothing to worry about. She turned to her son and said her goodbyes. Inko told her son to call her sometimes if he needs anything. Wow, Izuku, your mom was wicked cool! She was very nice and everything! Kami's cheerful yelp irritated Seiji. Can you stop being a nuisance? You're such an airhead. I'm surprised you're even in this class. The emo-looked boy shook his head in disappointment. Hey, whoa, that's so uncool! Kami turned to Deku and ignored the boy's insults. So which dorm are you in, Izuku? They were very curious to know which dorm Deku was supposed to go to. There are 12 buildings for the students' dormitories. They are categorized courses and not by age or gender. The students of Hero Class 1S and 1A could live in a dorm together. However, students from General Studies or support courses cannot live in the same dorms as the Hero Course students. There are 3 Hero dormitories that Deku could possibly be in. Dormitory Lux, Dormitory Diamond, and Dormitory Alpha. The boy looked at his transcript, which showed his schedule throughout the day. He noticed on the sheet of paper that he's assigned to Dormitory Diamond. It looks like I'm going to Dormitory Diamond. Deku looked up at his friends to only see Inasa bummed out. Aw, man! Me and Shizukura are in the Lux dormitory! Inasa got the poor boy in a headlock and gave him a noogie. Will you stop that? Inasa's enthusiasm started to irritate Seiji. Oh, yay! That means Izuku gets to live with me and Diamond! I'm so excited to introduce you to everyone! Kami hugged Deku very tightly. She's happy to have another friend live in the same dorm as her. The boy blushed, and his face turned very red. He had no idea how to react to the girl's embrace. I'm so psyched! I'll show you where it is. This is gonna be dope! The girl's cleavage was pushed against Deku's arm, and their arms were locked in place. The 2 started to walk towards the Diamond dormitory. Bye, you guys! I'll take Izuku to his dorm. We'll catch up tomorrow! Kami waved Inasa and Seiji goodbye as the group parted ways. Midoriya's face was so red, he tried to look away from the people who stared at them. Hey, Kami, could you let go of me? How come? She had a confused look on her face. Well, it looks like we're dating. I don't want to get us in trouble. Midoriya was so nervous. He had no idea if he should push her away and run away or just deal with it. Don't be shy. The rules didn't say we can't hold arms. It's not like we're actually dating. The girl didn't care what other people thought and what the rules said. It's like Shiketsu's values don't apply to her. Midoriya sighed. If you say so. The boy started to mumble to himself about situations if one of the school's faculty members saw them. Kami brought Deku to the Diamond dormitory. She introduced the boy to many people who lived there. Everyone greeted him and welcomed Midoriya to Shiketsu High. In Diamond dormitory, girls and boys were segregated by floors. Everyone shared the same living space. I'll bring you to your room. Kami gestured to Midoriya to follow her. She helped him unpack his stuff and get him settled. Bye, Izuku! We'll hang out tomorrow, okay? The girl winked at him goodbye and left for him to feel at home. See you tomorrow! He waved goodbye and got himself ready for bed. It was daybreak, the beginning of Deku's second day at Shiketsu. All of Class 1S were listening to the teacher's announcements. As you all know, we'll be training for the next few days in preparation for the provisional license exams. Unfortunately, it was delayed due to All Might's fight and funeral. We're a little behind, but we'll be working hard. This week, the class will get to work on their quirks or ultimate moves. The class looked hyped. They finally get to do something fun. Each person in Class 1S wanted to work on improving their quirks and create ultimate moves. However, Midoriya was really nervous. He didn't get a chance to work on an ultimate move. Plus, he had no idea how One For All would affect his new arm. He would have to train hard and focus this week. Deku thought maybe Gran Torino could help him after school. The teacher brought the class to a very large gym. It was like a coliseum. There was so much space, even other schools came to use it. However, Class 1S had the gym all to themselves. This is Gym Platinum. You will be training here until it's time for the provisional license exams. Don't mind the other classes, as you are all sharing the gym's grounds. The school faculty will be going around assisting you whenever possible. After the teacher's announcements, the class spread out throughout the gym and chose a spot for them to begin their training. Kimi saw Deku went off on his own. She wanted him to train with her, but Seiji told the girl not to distract the boy. Seiji respected Midoriya and thought he acted like a good hero. He acknowledged Deku for upholding Shiketsu's values, although he doesn't have a clear idea of what those are. It is Midoriya's first day, but he'll learn the school values later on. The timid boy looked at his friends train from a distance. He saw Inasa summon a giant whirlwind, which caused a large wind gust to blow some students away. What incredible power, he thought to himself. Deku saw one of the teachers shout at Inasa to calm down or he's going to hurt someone. Midoriya saw the passionate look in his eyes. This made him feel determined. The boy looked at his arm and thought how he could use it, along with One For All. The boy charged to 5% full cowling. He thought maybe he could raise it up to 8% like he did before. However, the boy felt a little strain on his body. He was fine, but it would take some time to get used to. Deku turned to see Gran Torino, his mentor, who was very shocked to see him. Gran Torino, what are you doing here? Midoriya's eyes widened because he didn't think Gran Torino would be out here of all places. Don't give me that look, boy. I'm here to check up on you. The old man stretched as if he were getting ready to spar with him. Now then, it's been a while since we've seen each other. Let's see what you got. Gran Torino grinned as he jetted towards Deku. He continued to maneuver around the boy. However, Deku wouldn't let this continue any longer. When the yellow jet stream charged at the boy for an attack, the boy reacted quick enough and blocked it. Deku stayed at 8% and began to move around just like his mentor. The two went at it for a while, and the students around them watched with impressed looks. Not bad, kid. But let's stop for now. They both paused. The man asked Deku how far he could push himself. Midoriya replied, barely able to use 8% of One For All. So why are you really here? Deku's curiosity piqued and his eyes widened. I made a promise to Toshinori by keeping an eye on you and training you to get a better grasp on One For All. Gran Torino grinned at the boy. He saw him come a long way since they first met. I'll come by once every now and then. You'll come over to my place to train over the weekends. Wait, really? Midoriya sounded excited and was determined to get stronger. When you get your license, I'll have you train under one of Toshi's associates. Deku wondered who it was. He wasn't so confident in his abilities yet. The boy wasn't sure if he would achieve his license. Midoriya wasn't satisfied with where he was. I'm too weak, Gran Torino. I have to get stronger. He clenched his fist and looked down at the ground. With that new arm of yours, it must be hard and different to control One For All. Why don't you try using 100% in your arm? Midoriya looked at his arm. He stared at it for a moment and got himself ready to launch an attack. The boy charged to 8% in full cowling. In a small portion of his body, 100% of One For All surged into his arm. Midoriya threw a punch, which caused a large shockwave, and the destructive force of the attack brought a lot of people's attention. Midoriya didn't feel any pain after he threw that punch in his arm. However, his body wasn't used to 100%. He felt his body ache. It's like using 100% strained his body as a consequence of going beyond his threshold. It will take some time to get used to that odd sensation. Every time Midoriya infused One For All into his cybernetic arm, it started to glow. Using 100% too much made it flash red. This was a cooldown to warn Deku he was pushing his body too hard. The boy also started to use his legs more by learning to maneuver like Ida. Midoriya's movement was a mixture of Gran Torino, Bakugo, Ida, and All Might. He used his peers and teaching skills to create his own style of fighting. Midoriya tried not to use 100% in his arm unless it was an emergency. He didn't want to rely on it too much since it will strain his body from repeated use. That's good. You're starting to get used to that arm of yours. Just remember, you have legs too. The old man watched and reminded Deku that there are many ways to fight. Midoriya created 2 ultimate moves from today's training. He learned to use One For All in his legs, finding a way to use kicks to maneuver around. The boy named this fighting style One for All, Full Cowl, Shoot Style. This allowed the boy to fight using his legs and torso. His second ultimate move was a destructive force, which is caused by his cybernetic arm charged at 100%. This move was called One for All 100%, Giga Impact, which only allowed Midoriya to use this attack a couple of times before his body felt the strain from One for All. His arm also flashes red, meaning it will cool down, and also prevents Midoriya from using 100% again. The day came to an end, and the students wrapped up their training. Midoriya and Gran Torino shook hands, and they bid each other farewells. I won't be here tomorrow. I got some business to attend to. So keep at it, and I'll try my best to help whenever I can. You're doing great, kid. Gran Torino gave the boy a thumbs up as he finally left Shiketsu. Midoriya was ready to hit the hay. He met up with the others and chatted for a bit. His friends were fascinated to see Midoriya's power. They praised him and told the boy he had a lot of potential. For him, this wasn't enough. Even against All for One, he would still lose. A far greater threat starts to rise, and it's up to Midoriya to prevail. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in the story thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, we've got a second channel called Anime Deep Dive. Anime Deep Dive goes deep into the facts and lore of a wide variety of anime. It's sure to expand your weeb knowledge for all kinds of series, guaranteed. On top of that, we have a third channel called We the Celestials Naruto What If. It's what we do on this channel already, but in the vast world and lore of Naruto. Go check it out if you're in the mood for some jutsu action. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details will be in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do at We the Celestials, then I would like to extend out an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being we only accept members 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign in for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. Our Discord is an all-around fantastic place to be, whether you're a fan or looking to join our band of misfits. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it for today's video, so thank you all for watching and have a great day.